Hello there. Welcome to this nightmare. I say nightmare, but no, not really. This shouldn't be too bad. I've done a lot of thinking. I got the required ingredients for the base one. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Crow, with the little kanji emote earlier. So, the Big MacClure. It is exactly as I described it in the little in the description. It is a grilled cheese with Pop-Tart in it. Not the Pop-Tarts replacing the bread. Now, Harry, I did cheat a little bit. There's a reason. I didn't feel like buying 2 things of bread. Because if I brought the most cheap white bread, it would have gone in the trash probably. So I'm going to use the same bread for both of them. That is the only difference. But I got, as instructed, frosted strawberry regular Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts. Proudly baked in the U.S. Now, I'm going to follow the regular one. But I'm also going to make some gourmet ones. And that I need to start right away, because I am going to make a pie crust that's going to be the outside of it. I currently have, there's butter in the freezer, I think. I have that chilling. Yeah, no, like I guess the brand name is a must, but not the Kraft singles. That's not a must. The HEB brand American cheese is what's needed. Like I said, I broke one of the rules and didn't buy the cheapest white bread that I could find. But I didn't want to waste a bunch of food. So, I'm going to start with my pie crust for the gourmet versions. The gourmet version, I'm going to make a strawberry version. And Jeff and I had like this moment where we're like, oh, but what if we put fig in a Pop-Tart, a fig jam instead? And that's going to happen too. I think the recipes that I'm looking at, I think this makes around 8 of them. So, yeah. We'll just do this. So I'm going to start by mixing. This is the more complicated part. A normal Big MacClure takes about 5 minutes, but we want to have a longer stream than that, because I say 5 minutes, but 10. We'll give it 10 minutes. But I'm going to make my dough. I'm going to use my food processor today. Instead of like mixing the butter in with my hands, it's just a little quicker. Once we start adding the water, we'll start using our hands that way. It's a little bit more of a mess, but I was feeling like using that today. We want to make sure everything. The biggest thing with a pie crust that's most important is that everything is cold. So I have water in the fridge. I probably should put it in the freezer. I'm going to make that real quick. I want my water chilled. I want my butter chilled. So as we work with it. So the less that I have to touch with my hands, the cooler it'll be. Whoop. There we go. Yes, that's shut. And we're going to give it breaks in between. So we're going to start this first, and then we're going to put it in the fridge. And I think at that point is when we'll trying to decide if that's when we'll make the Big Mac, when that'll happen. I'll probably prep the pie crust, start prepping the Big MacClures, and then from there, I think maybe when those are baking, because it takes about 30 minutes or so in the oven to bake those. Does MacClure not have a phone? His wonderful niece and nephews could learn a thing or two about their namesake in the food world. We out here, MacClure big time. So there are kind of like 2-ish recipes I'm following for this. Well, kind of, sort of. So the first thing I want to do with my pie crust is I want it to also be flavored. So usually it's just salt, sugar, flour, butter, and a little bit of water. You don't want to put too much because you don't want to hydrate the dough too much. I am going to add, because I was feeling fancy, I'm going to add cardamom and some beans from a vanilla bean. It's Persona 4 music. I walked in the room, Jeff's playing, I think, Risk of Rain with a group of friends, and I was like, what music should I have in the background? I was asking Harry's opinion, but then the conversation got sidetracked, but someone else yelled, Persona. I was like, okay, which one? No, I'm just going to do a teaspoon of the cardamom. I don't want it to be like, okay. They enjoy the Risk of Rain too. I watched them play it and I'm like, this is not a game for Vicky. And I acknowledge that. And it's good for them that they have fun with it. So that's the boys are playing their game. Okay, so 3. I did. So I finished Dragon Quest Builders 2, I think earlier last week. And then I was trying out the Dragon Quest 11 demo because I was like, oh, let me check that out, how that is. I had a lot of fun, and then I ended up I bought the full game yesterday. So I'm kind of excited to start that up and get through that because the demo right away, I was like, yeah, this is what I want. This is what I need from my JRPGs. But also Jeff and I right now are trying to make a mad dash to finish Judgment. Pretty far into that. So at this point we're finally over halfway. Okay, so that's vanilla. I'm scraping vanilla beans out of a vanilla bean pod. Out of the large container that I grabbed from Costco because I was like, this is so cheap. Where you going, Pooch? Really, Pooch? Boom, boom, boom. So do people have plans for New Year's Eve? Anything fun? My big plans are to go to sleep because I've gotten to the age where I'm like, I'm gonna work the next day so I could bank that holiday for another day. That's the life I live now. So I have all my dry stuff in here. So I'm gonna pulse this a few times to mix in the vanilla and everything else, and then I'll add the butter. Yeah. Food processors are really good because they have several safety mechanics to make sure you don't hurt yourself. So there's it has to be on this dial, and then this should be turned the right way to turn on correctly. But it's to be safe. Safety first when working with sharp objects. Also, I do think today is probably the last day that I'll be streaming this year. Woo! I wasn't really. I feel like I'm gonna need to chill tomorrow. So today is the last day for St. Jude fundraising on my end. Please remember, there's all these lovely benefits and incentives. This stream is actually because of the last column, and it'll be fun. If you have, and you're able to, there's the information for the St. Jude donation. Or my next I would like. I had a bigger goal, but I would like to hit 500 in some way. Fingers crossed. I would like to see Jeff do a cooking stream, see how he does in the kitchen, and we're close to that. We have currently, unless it's changed on me. Trying to make sure. 420, I think, is how much we have in there. I mean, at that point, we should call it quits because it's the perfect number. All right. Whoop. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. So I have all this. This is pile of butter. It's a cup, 1 1/4 cup of butter. So I'm going to go ahead, put that all in. It's not as cold as I usually work with butter, but this is fine for now because I'm not going to be touching it. What I'll probably do, just to be a little safer with the temperature of it, I'm going to pulse it a few times, put it in the bowl that will work with it, and then we'll put that in the freezer for a little bit too. Just kind of let it rest. It's going to make a lot of noise. But we want to make sure that we have clumps of butter in there. I'll show you on the big camera, on the other camera, how it should look roughly. The way it's always... That's the word we used. The description is always resembles course meal, and I know for some people that's like, whoa, what does that mean? You just want like clumps of butter in there. You want it to kind of like mix in correct all the way. This is actually fine already. Let me take the blade out so, well, let me actually transfer it. The most important thing when working with this is making sure that you're being safe with the blade. So don't stick your finger in there, even if it's off, because the blade can... The blade on this thing is pretty sharp. Right, so, real quick, we're going to switch over to this. So this is what it looks like. You can see there's clumps of like butter. Still, we want that. That's really important. This is kind of similar, a similar look that we have typically with our... the biscuits I've made a few times on stream. So it's really important that you have those clumps. That is what's going to make the layers. Those really, really like nice layers of the pie crust. Now, if we were mimicking exactly Pop-Tarts, we wouldn't want it to be that flaky because the pastry on a Pop-Tart is quite flat. But we're going for gourmet, the fancy version. Exactly, $80. That's it for the kids. We're close. That is my real goal for today. If we do that, I consider it a win. Also, for those that have donated at that $5 level, I will probably do the raffle for the book Wednesday. And Wednesday, Jeff and I will be doing we're going to finish Watam up. And on that stream is when I'll go ahead and pull the name to see who wins. Yeah, Jeff already figured it out because we're pretty close. I think I can comfortably say we should be able to hit that. Are we allowed to have repeats? I don't know if we should have repeats. That'd be boring. Oh wait, this isn't where this goes anymore. This has a new home. But I guess for now, for stream purposes, so it's out of the way, because that's all that needed. So I'm letting that chill for a little bit. I'm not going to start. Actual big MacClures will take not too long. And Harry, it's one Pop-Tart, right? She's always come in sets of 2. So I cannot remember the last time I had a Pop-Tart. Yes! Yes! confidently say yes. Okay, so let's see. Man, their frosting game is good. Whatever we end up making, even if it's a total mess, I think will look at least a little nicer than this. Look at how sad these are. Hold on, we're gonna up. Pally getting us $10 closer. Thank you. And Kanji, you get a treat. Get on your bed. Every $5 donation to St. Jude will give Kanji a treat tonight. So, like, he only gets one right now. That's you. You have to be careful because then you're gonna have a light beam. All right, just so I know, Pally, did you want another entry into the raffle, or did you request the kanji photo? Gotta get Jeffrey cooking. Kanji says, thank you for the treat. Alright, stove. Yeah. I'll do that now. Boop, 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 boop. I'm like, can I spell today? We got extra entry. Boof. It's okay, guys. Mix. So, back to the me commenting on. Look at. Okay. So here's two of them from the same package. They're like not frosted equally the same. This one looks like it was not placed on correctly. Hey Renee, how are you? Main. Okay. Since one of these is a spare one, which one? I remember for the longest time I grew up and would always put them in like the toaster to heat them up slightly. And then it was just the cool thing to do in school was, no, you're supposed to eat your Pop-Tarts not toasted. I mean, they taste fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just very sugary. Hopefully the roads aren't too busy, because it's still holiday season for people. I know at work today there were more people than there have been, but it was still on the lighter side. Okay, so the next part of the dough that we're going to do is we're going to slowly introduce water to it. We don't want to... Some places will give you a measurement. My website actually does for like the few pie crusts that I have. But the best way to do it is to kind of like slowly introduce it and kind of like gauge how much water you really need. Once it starts clumping up, that's when we're going to stop it. And once it comes all together, then we're good. Oh, that's good, Renee. So our bowl's cold. Everything's cold. Take wedding ring off. Because then one of the issues with like rings or anything, I probably should have cut my nails today. So I'm going to add a little bit of water. But the problems with like rings and stuff is the dough will get like stuck in there. And then it's like, oh no. This is where I get my arm workout for today. Good thing I didn't do any ring fit. That's tomorrow morning. Alright, so it's still pretty crumbly, and at this point I'm kind of like squeezing and it's not changing too much. So I'm going to go ahead and add kind of a tablespoonish at a time of water. Starting to crumble nicely. So actually switch real quick since this hand's still clean. Okay. So you can see it's kind of starting to crumble a bit, and as I keep working it, it'll crumble some more. Like things are actually starting to connect or like stay together. That's the word I want. But I still think I need probably another tablespoon of water from that. Maybe if I keep working it, it should be fine. Maybe if I use both hands, it'll be fine. I'm going to add like maybe half a tablespoon. Hey. Okay. Now we're going to work both hands. What we're going to do is right when it kind of gets clumped together and there's no more like separate flour there, we're going to split it into 2 discs and then we're going to refrigerate them. We want to split it into 2 because we don't want to work with everything right away because we want our dough to be cold all the time. So we're going to do it in 2 batches for the prep part. So close to getting just a little bit more. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So we have an anonymous donator. You don't really think Jeff could avoid his inevitable fate, did you? Thank you, anonymous donator. We hit our 500 goal. I don't know if Jeff might be in a risk, so I'm busy. Kanji it needs 1 treat. Actually, Kanji needs his dinner soon, too. Thank you so much. Yay! Alright, so the dough is now completely sticking together. I'm going to work it a little bit on the counter because that'll be easier to work with it. Just because the dough is a bit restricting. Okay, so. Oh boy, it could have been anyone. Anyone. Again, thank you, Anonymous, for that wonderful donation. I greatly appreciate it. The St. Jude organization also appreciates it. You are helping research for childhood cancer and all that wonderful stuff. Thank you so much. All right, so I don't want to work this too much. Okay, we're going to split this in half. And make them round dough discs. One. Oh yeah, Jeff, are you going to reveal what your wonderful stream? The addition of the cardamom and the vanilla was a good idea. I'm already like, heck yeah. That's delicious. Beady, beady, beady. So. Whoops. This is number 1. So I'm going to, again, wrap them separately because I want to be able to work with them at different times. what I'll do actually, we want to give them about 10-15 minutes just so our butter doesn't start melting. I'm going to throw one in the freezer and the other one in the fridge. So if we put one in the freezer, that'll give us time to... That'll speed that up a little bit. So, Kanji, I owe you one treat and your dinner. Can you get on your bed? Go get on your bed. Now, you get to tell... You get to say thank you. Ready to say thank you? Go get it. Oop. Kaji, your boop was too powerful. Did you eat it? He pushed that camera back real far. Yanji. See, okay, and like I said, I should have cut my nails before this because, like, it gets stuck in like the nails, the dough. It was just, I made biscuits yesterday and I tried fixing that up. Reef! Reef! Big MacClures. Now I'm just snacking on a Pop-Tart. This is the life I live. Jeff, are we gonna get... Oh, wait. Jeff did tell. Hold on. There was a bunch of conversation as Kanji was like... Try less. Good job. All right. Jeff is gonna do a coffee demo with all the equipment he has. He wants to make a bunch of coffees different ways. I'm curious, yeah, who's gonna be drinking this coffee? The Big MacClures will come to life. So hello, senpai. Hopefully nice. Hello, Freef. I know who you are. Oh, probably volunteers as tribute. So it could be, Jeff, we could plan for it to be maybe on a Saturday. And then we gotta have a live audience. Like, really go in for that, like, old school food show. I guess modern day food show. I don't know, man. Where they have a live audience sometimes. I have them in the house. This is probably the only package I'm going to open of them. The rest of them are going to go... Probably sit at work. Kanji, your dinner. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Pooch. We're going to do this. We're going to be very confused. We'll get that live kanji cam. I guess as we wait for the dough to kind of settle. Let me put a timer for 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Harry, I'll save them here then. They'll still be good. I'll save them for you. Oh no. Jeff, you curse! You got me! The container is like empty. Oh no. You gotta take a little longer than I thought. Okay. Kanji food. So I'm gonna be missing. Oh my gosh, I need scissors. Hopefully nothing disconnects. Like, where are my scissors? Here they are. Sorry, Kanji will be angry if he doesn't get his dinner. You know how angry that dog gets. I will catch up in a moment. Boop, boop, boop. Oh. Now I will shut the Ziploc portion of this bag. And then I will transfer this after the stream. Whoop. 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 Kanji food. Kanji food. Kanji, wait a moment. Okay. I mean, this is true. So, my ring. I'm trying to keep to kind of a schedule with the ring fit stuff and a DDR. So DDR is typically Saturday, Sunday, like in the morning is when I've been doing it. I didn't get a chance to this weekend because the machine that has it now was being reformatted, and ring fit I'm trying to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I did that instead this weekend. Kind of at least do some activity. Okay. Straight into Rapide's mouth. Opie, I will answer your question about what I think of ring fit. So it's a thick MacClure if we have 2 Pop-Tarts. Oh no, Kanji gets longer and longer and longer as he gets angry. Okay, Kanji. Can you come front? Front. And can you sit? Stay. There, now you have a Kanji eating stream. My thoughts on ring fit. So I'm currently on the 4th world of the adventure mode. It's a good way to kind of like start getting active and doing things. Like I'm doing things I wouldn't have done without it. Minor complaints with it. I wish I could put more skills, like more variety of exercises in. Because right now I can only put 5. Oh, Kanji needs a single. Kanji gets a single drink. Thank you, Brandon, for that 6-month promo. Subarino. We can spam them kanjis in the chat. Spam them kanjis in the chat. So I'm sad that you can't put more moves in. You could change them per run. Like if I go do a level, it'll say something like, the enemies should be weak to this primarily. That happens, I think, in the 2nd world. You get that ability, and that kind of helps you focus. But you'll still run into enemies like that will want yoga poses, or they will want the leg moves or the arm moves. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 6 that you could put on at a time. I wish it allowed for you to have 2 of every kind of move, so that would be 8 instead. But 2 of them then have to suffer and be 1 of each. So that would have been nice. Most of the exercises it reads perfectly. The one I've had issues with so far is the plank. Like I was doing it yesterday, and it was actually like, "What are you doing? I can't do this." So, Kanji, you're being a messy eater. I really like it. The adventure part. So to get like a lot of exercise in, because you're doing all the adventuring and moving around on that, it takes probably double the amount of time of actual exercise time. which is fine because I'm doing about 15 to 20 minutes of actual exercise with that. So that's my lighter, like I consider the Ring Fit my lighter exercise. When I do DDR, between Jeff and I, we'll probably play for about 2 hours, and that's my heavier days of exercising. I haven't tried too much of like the free play stuff. I might do that a bit just to kind of... Part that makes me sad with the free play stuff is you don't get credit. You can't put that XP in for like your character to level up. So the only way you get it is either by... There's a multitask mode where you could just like press the Ring Fit thing in and out like while the TV's off. Like I could go plug it in and start doing that and then reward it to my account. But like that's only so much. Where are your table manners, Kanji? I like it. It's at least motivating me to do exercises I haven't been. I think the first time I did it, it might have been the second day that I did it. I ended up like, I went to work like, oh no, I made a huge mistake. Since then, I haven't had that. Like my muscles are like, oh, you're actually working me. Okay, this all makes sense now. We don't have to worry about anything. So I guess it's an improvement. But I also did go to Chicago for like a week and a half. So not a week, like 5 days. And so now my schedule is kind of like off. Kanji has to make sure every bite is consumed. Alright, so I am going to grab... I'm going to start... Let me think about this. Let me read. Let me read for a moment. Roll out the dough in a floured surface. We're going to do that. Remove a disc. It's not completely... We're not... Hey, Chill Fortress, how are you? So we're going to roll that out, and then we're going to cut it into pieces. Do I have an actual ruler that works? An actual ruler that works that has numbers? No. Look at my ruler. The numbers are barely there. Well, the one that matters is there. 3 inch. I need to get a new ruler for the kitchen. Ooh, loud noises, Kanj. I think I'll use the pizza cutter. I feel like that's a little duller. Okay. So I'm going to grab the one that's currently in the freezer. Oh, here, Kanj. Let me actually clean up Kanji's nice. Wait, a good boy. Oh, wait, I owe him a treat, too. That's right. Kanji, you get a little treat from your best friend, Brandon. Hold on. Come here. Okay, ready. Can you get on your bed? Go get on your bed. No, we're not going to have you boop the camera again. Ready, buddy? Nice and gentle. Thank you. Alright, now I gotta wash my hands before I actually start working with dough again. Alright, I think I'm caught up on treats. I am... I'm gonna grab the one from the freezer. The other one that's in the fridge gets to sit in there for as long as it needs to. That's what I was gonna check. 375, 20 to 30 minutes. I think I need to make them and then let them chill one more time. Yeah. So this is probably the part that's gonna take the longest. The actual like homemade Pop-Tarts. Which I hope this works. Because that'll be pretty neat. It's not a casserole, so it's a grilled cheese. But yeah, ruler, your only job is to like do measurements. And now Actually, it's probably because it's been washed a few times in the kitchen. But yeah, we are making a grilled cheese with a Pop-Tart in the middle of it. So in theory, I think I should get about 4 of them out of this half of the dough. In theory. We'll see. Grilled cheese Pop-Tart. I mean, you would think with the use of a Pop-Tart that you would maybe try and find a way to use that as the breading. It probably wouldn't hold as well or grill correctly, but I don't know, man. So we're doing the normal version and then this gourmet version where we're making our own Pop-Tarts. The dough is definitely kind of crumbly. I never get how people like get such pretty doughs sometimes. Like mine is just, I think we're still way too thick. This just made a shape. Is this thin enough? Yeah, that looks thin enough. So, I'll take a knife and kind of make this into a rectangle. I'll save the slivers for something later. Wait, that's what. Mickey, that's why you have the pizza cutter. That's what the pizza cutter's for. For nice, easy line. Yeah, see this one. This area formed funny. Might be able to get one out of that, but we'll see. Making my rectangle right now. So I think this is the part I want to cut in half. And then this is the one I want to get about 3-inch. Yeah, no, this is perfect. It's 12. Okay, perfect. 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then this side, I want half of, I think that's 10. Right, so, with my best friend pizza cutter, I'm so happy this is actually. One version of this recipe I saw, they didn't cut them into separate pieces. They kind of folded them over. So maybe I'll try the 2 different methods. This is the cut and pile method. I think this first half. The dough is very good. So I think this first batch will be, I think it's going to be the fig batch. So let me grab the fig jam that I have. I also need to make an egg wash. One egg and some milk. I'm that what I want for this egg wash? There's a lot of like thought process happening in my head as I'm like doing this right now. Egg wash. 1 large egg, 2 teaspoons milk. As I thought. Okay. Okay, the bottom ones are the bigger ones. So I'm going to put those on the bottom. One of the important things is we want to make sure that we're not overstacking them. So actually, I'm gonna maybe I'll do this on the stove top. Oops. Stove camera. Big stove cam. Big stove cam. Just so you guys can kind of see the process that we're going to go through. I have some cooking questions. Say I want to make my own chocolate bars with your own molding. We're going to add to the chocolate chips to make them less sweet, or should I just try to find less? Yes. So you want to find chocolate chips that are on the darker side. So if you want them to be less sweet and more bitter, the higher percentage of cocoa in there, the more bitter they'll be. When I do things, I tend to use 70% plus. 70-ish is where I usually sit on the cocoa powder range, or the chocolate range. And I think that's probably, if you're buying just like chocolate chips that are just chocolate chips, they are going to be kind of, grab this, on the less sweet side. No, they're going to be more sweet, sorry. Because I think typically those are around 50 to 60%, probably 40 to 50% in terms of milk and sugar to the chocolate ratio. So the higher percentage you get, the better. If you do 100%, it's going to be completely bitter, and it's going to be intense. I don't recommend that unless you really just want something extremely bitter. So here we go. I'm going to put fig on here. I want to make sure to kind of keep it in the center, because I do want to have an area that I'm going to be able to pinch down with my fork. Like I said, we're going to do 2 sets of this. I mean, if we make them exactly like regular Pop-Tarts, we'll barely want any filling in there. A little bit more. That one's out. No. I'm going to go ahead, open a new one. So I'm just using this. Royal figs, all natural, 100% fruit. So it's just fig jam. So some parts of it does have like chunks of fig in there. I'm actually liking this one that doesn't have as much because it's a little easier to spread. Nope, there's a chunk. I have a feeling, because I always do that with things, I tend to overfill stuff, so I want to be careful with that. My oven's not on yet, so it's not warmer over here than it is over there, so. Let's see. Used a ruler. For some reason, none of the sizes are the same. That's fine. so you could tell they're homemade. Actually, with my back turned. Yeah, I'd go with 70% for sure with the Cocoa. Like, let me, on my phone, put chat up. So I could at least look at it here. Alright. There we go. I have chat in several places in the kitchen now. I also have to remind myself that I actually have a phone that can handle... Oh no. There's something I need that I did not wash. Dun, dun, dun. I need my little brush thing. I am excited because, yeah, I bought some fancier cheeses too. I have like brie. I was like, oh, let's see how that goes in grilled cheese. And I have some Havarti. I should have bought prosciutto and get real fancy in here. Ooh, I probably could throw in some balsamic vinegar too. Really wanted to get real fancy on it. This has just butter on it. One moment. Whoop. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now I'm going to mix my egg wash. So then, whoop. Gosh darn it. I drop it and it falls into like kanji fur nightmare. One thing about corgis, their fur is everywhere. Everywhere all the time. Okay, so here we go. I got my little thing. I got my egg wash. And whisk it up again. So where I'm going to put this is I'm going to put it on the edges. What a great idea. I'm going to make sure that it's kind of centered and that we have a spot to put our wash in. The egg wash is mainly going to be there to help us definitely make sure everything gets connected nicely. And then we'll also do it right before we cook them. On the top of them, they give them that nice golden brown look. You can see I'm kind of making sure I have a nice edge there. Oh, I do have... Do we do walnuts or pecans? Walnuts or pecans? I could do it in half of them. Because I have both walnuts and pecans. I have those options. I feel like the pecans will play a little nicer. So I could squish them. Where's my squishing device? Whee. That's why I put it in a Ziploc bag. Like, Vicky, come on. It's all in one happy place. There we go. So let's do these ones. Actually, so then I definitely don't goof up which one's which. I'll do the two center ones with the pecans. Bam! Alright. I like that. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna egg wash the sides of these. I think again for this set, I'll probably throw it in the freezer to make this one completely ready by the time we finish the other ones, because this is not going to take 20 minutes to set up the other one. Probably takes about 10 minutes. Alright, so I've put the wash on each of them. Now it's time to kind of place. I'm going to press with my fingers first. Probably should have done this not on here, but like a cutting board instead, because I do want to cut the edges again, because now I don't want it to look like the Pop-Tart where like the edges weren't completely crimped nicely. Yeah, I'll switch to a cutting board in a moment. Okay, cutting board. Here's one. I'm gonna go ahead and take a fork, and we're just gonna go ahead and to really make sure that it is crimped together. Like, I can actually turn this around, make it easier. And now, to get that nicer edge, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of whoop, whoop. So I've heard pecan or pecan. When I say pecan, could have been a little straighter, but here's one. And then I'm also gonna give it a little like peaky holes, like breathing holes. So little breathing holes in there. I'm gonna throw this back on there, and then repeat with the other 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, this is working. Whoop. This is why I need to eventually get an overhead cam on the countertop. Oops. Because I think this kind of an angle helps like demonstrate a little better what I'm doing. Oh shoot. Alright. This is the one with the P key. I'm gonna just do 3 like actual like nice punches in there. Whoop. Repeating with this. Chill Fortress, thank you for stopping by. You have a wonderful evening. Have a very wonderful New Year's Eve tomorrow. Safe and fun and all that with whatever you decide to do that day. I had to think about the holiday for a moment. I'm like, oh, too many holidays. And I'm trying to make sure I don't cut off too much on this one. Kind of like behave myself a little more. I feel with the last ones I cut off a little too much. Okay, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and poke. Boop, boop, boop. Ta-da. I have not set the rule that these handmade ones do not need to be toaster friendly. I've watched the Bon Appetit version where Claire makes hers, and I know that was a rule she kind of had on herself for a bit because it kept saying, oh, you have to have them go in the toaster. we're not doing that. These just have to go in a sandwich. Okay. So our fig ones are all set up. I'm going to throw them in the freezer, and then we're going to go ahead and work on the other set. So by the time the other set is ready, we should be in a good place to start baking those. The dough's very good. I'm happy about. I'm gonna go and wrap these scraps up because I could use them for something else later this week. Alright, so our other set. I don't know if I'll be able to do them on the oven because I should start preheating my oven and all that fun stuff. So let's switch back to just this while we are please. There we go. While we're rolling this out for now. Okay. Nope, it's from the old one. Let me put my trying to stay a little clean so we're keeping up with things as we're making all this nonsense. Okay, so flour. It's just pecan pieces. I wonder how that happened. Flour on the countertop, flour on the dough. Let's try and make this a better rectangle. More flour so we'd make sure nothing's sticking. I'm gonna flip that way. It's arm workout day. I guess in theory it would be nice to have like the two to compare, but let's be real. Of course the original is going to be better than whatever I'm doing. No, that's not true. See, we started off nicely and then we have like this like other side that's like, hello, I'm going where I would please. And there's pecan pieces in there. Yep. And make sure this is as thin as the other one. Oop. So they're the same. Way I'll be able to tell is if I'm able to cut about the same size. So, and it looks like it. That is tack. I don't wanna. Okay. Cut off these scraps here. It's not at all straight. That's fine. It's fine. I mean, I don't think the other one was all that straight either, so that's fine. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Kind of got cut like. Yep. There we go, that's a little better. Hey, Grumps. Grumposaurus Rex. Oh. Well, I guess that's nice for the squirrels, right? This one is definitely more on the freeform side. Oh, let me. So the process is going to be basically the same for this. Whoop. But instead of fig, we're going to go ahead and do strawberry. So we at least match the one that we're going up against. Now I'm going to add all my scraps into the same pile. Probably could get like another 3 out of this. But I'm gonna leave that for now. Just let it sit in the fridge. So whichever one's the smaller one. I think it's this side is the smaller side this time around. Let me check if I have some strawberry jam already open. Got to check that. No, this is not what I want. So Renee, are you like never able to get the strawberries off of it? Like the squirrels always get them. Let me try and be a little more generous with this. Trying to make sure. Beautiful. Put them on the cutting board after I do the egg wash part and when I'm topping them. So y'all can watch that again. Oh, I should have got another baking sheet. maybe I could do these all at the same time. That would be kind of nice. Hello. I'm doing it. No, it's for the kids. This is why I'm doing it. How are you this evening, Vella? But see, here, I'm making my own Pop-Tarts. We're getting real fancy with it. Hello, moving to mixer. But you're clearly not a mixer right now. You know what? I think the kids would love a big MacClure. This sounds like something a child would be like, yeah, look at this deliciousness. Nope. Well, do I own a mixer? Yes. Somewhere in the house. No, I don't own a mixer. I was actually talking about like getting a new one because my current one is kind of breaking. Gotta move with the mixer. Pop-Tart life. Why, thank you. My hair right now is actually at work today. Someone's like, you haven't gotten it touched up? I'm like, yeah. That's because it's expensive to do and I'm going to take a break. So right now I'm trying to like let my hair grow out enough so that I could cut it and it's just my regular hair color. So it's going to be this like weird like fiery look. Yes, my mixer. Hold on. See, it said mixer and I thought blender. I looked at my blender and it's like, no. Yeah, so I have a KitchenAid mixer. I am thinking. It's true. I am actually, my mixer will be moving. Moving on out. This is true. It's still going to be a KitchenAid. But we're getting that. Oh, okay. No, sorry, I woke him up because I started making noise. Sorry, Jeff. Turn that off. Dee, 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 dee. Yee. Squint set memories. And I wish I could squint at memories sometimes. I'm like, what did I say? What did I do? Okay, so I'm putting egg wash on this, on the edges, and then I'm going to move over there. Back onto the countertop over there so y'all can see me close them up. We're all going to Jeunesse. Kanji is a chill dog. So turn this on. Now I'm gonna switch. Switchy cam. Switch cam. Switch. There we go. Kanji's always looking at chat. Are you judging chat right now, Kanji? I mean, that would be about... Nope. No. We're not going to die of weirdness. Bella, thank you for stopping by so quickly. Have a wonderful evening. Here we go. So we got our top and our bottom. We're going to go ahead and just put that there, and with our fingers, first press. And then we're going to take our fork and press. To make sure we get this all nice and sealed. I think I'm going to put it on the same tray. non-lethal weirdness. Yeah, I could put them all in the same tray. Ooh, these froze up real quick. That's good to know. So I'll just put them. So I've done that. I sealed that one off. And I'm going to go ahead, some of these edges off so we get a little nice and straighter. Oh, and we want to give it a little breathing holes. Alright, let me actually add. I'm going to do the holes a different way so I remember which ones are which. I'm grabbing the bottom of this one. Then we'll put this in the freezer, and I think while this sits in the freezer, we'll probably make the actual big MacClures as originally designed by Harry. Repeat in chat. Okay, well, making sure it's all sealed. We're also going to have to make a little bit of frosting for these because we can't have the plain, boring Pop-Tarts. Who would do that? Alright, so I was going to do it the holes this way so I know which one's which. Got a little too close to the filling that time. I know this one was a little, the top part was way bigger than the bottom, so. Okay. Oops. Might have cut that one a little too short. And then poke holes. We're mostly poking the holes in there so there's at least an area for heat to kind of like breathe out some. We don't want these to like explode on us as they're baking. Still possible they might, but main hope is that they stick together. That'll be interesting to see if it works. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and press. I know who that is. It's the best job of life. Thanks, Matt, for using your Twitchy Prime. Oh, Kanji gets a treat too. Hold on, let me do this and then put him in the freezer. Twitchy Prime. Spam them kanjis in the chat. Spam them kanjis in the chat. Heck yeah! Alright, so into the freezers need to go again. Uh-oh. Jeff is giving Kanji a treat. I've been breaking them. Heck yeah, yo. Thank you, Matt. Oh my God, Matt has one of the first things. He did it for kanji. I don't have a big kanji can. No, yeah, but I can make. Hold on, we can make a count. Let's go here. Whoop, wrong thing got big. There we go. So it's kind of on the side. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Up. Okay, Pally. I'm gonna do the big MacClure right now. After Kanji gets his treat. The actual, like... Because I think... Whoop. Excuse me. He's like, I thank you, Matt, for my treat. Tell Tessa I say hi. That was all he said in that one bork. Alright, so. Here we go. We'll do them now. Pally's got to get to the grocery store. So, we're going to do the regular. No, wait, I need this still. I'm going to give those 5 minutes. And then we'll pop those in the oven. Okay. Actually, I should, like, clean my countertop first, because there's, like, all egg and stuff. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So, hey, these Big MacClures are going to be as designed by the creator himself. Well, not. Again, I'm cheating a little bit, because I didn't buy the cheapest white bread. The most processed, cheapest white bread that I could have found. And little known fact about them Big MacClures, they were made here in this kitchen. Not by my doing. But here we go. Y'all get ready. Also, I'm going to show y'all this sweet way I learned how to do grilled cheeses today. Okay, so. I'm going to look for bread that doesn't have too many holes in it. Yep, this one's for the other one. Oops. So, get my... Okay, Harry, I have to ask about the rules of the easy cheese part. Of the cheese part. How many slices are we talking? Does it get like 4? Does it get like 2? Actually, I think this bread... like perfectly sits. The Pop-Tart sits perfectly on it. Butter. So just 2? Alright. As long as it's bread, cheese. Okay, I got you. Now. Here we go. I'm going to start heating up this pan. Real nice. As I pre-game the Pop-Tart by just eating them. Now again. Why? Why are all these... I guess it'd be like 3 slices. Alright, so the method I'm going to use for the grilled cheese is from Serious Eats. We're going to go ahead and melt some butter. Butter. What's a club MacClure? Is it just 3 slices of bread? Or do we have to add bacon to it? I feel like clubs tend to have bacon in it. The little toothpicks. I have the little toothpicks. I have that part. So we want to get our butter nice and melted. Yep. That is my, you put your goddamn Pop-Tarts in the oven. Said 375, 20 to 30 minutes. That sounds long in my head, but I'm gonna put it in for I'm gonna put an egg wash on these, and then I'm gonna put them in for 20 minutes to start. And we'll kind of check if they finish a little earlier. Hopefully they don't explode. So I'll remember, the ones in the center that are fig are the ones with the pecan. These are kind of... No, they clearly look handmade, like homemade. Okay, excellent. Egg washed. In this goes timer. That sounds too long. I'm gonna do 15 minutes to start. Something about the 375 sounds. Alright, so my butter's melted. There we go. In goes the bread. We're going to wait for that to grill up. Because the way Serious Eats does it is you want to grill both sides of the bread. You want to get that nice extra... You want crunch all over. So, imagine my method of doing the grilled cheese part is going to be a bit different from Harry. I haven't had American cheese in my hands for a while. Now, real good melting cheese. But probably not this overly processed version. Yeah, it's always been, like, club sandwiches are just kind of ridiculous because they're like this big, thick thing, and you're like, I can't eat this. Should just put Velveeta on this. Oh. That feel. Boop. Okay. So as this gets all nice and toasty, I need to get a spatula. So this weekend I worked on a recipe for Judgment. I did the Wild Jackson fried chicken sandwich. It's one of the sandwiches. But after I had like concepted that recipe out, we finished like the friendship quest and for that section, and they revealed like if you make friends with like some of the food places, they'll have like a special item that they put up for sale. And for there, they did like an exchange with another location, and they were like, oh, let's like combine our two places. But it's that kind of like club sandwichy idea, kind of, or like I guess like a Big Mac, where it's like the two bottom buns, and then you have like two pieces of fried chicken in between, and then like two buns, and then three bread. And I'm like, how? No one can do that. This is ridiculous. This is unnecessary. I don't even want to. I'll eat it when it goes into my mouth with the sandwich. Oof. Is there a little hole here? And then the heat like shot up, and I'm like, oh wait, no, the sun. I'll block it. I'm just waiting for that bottom side to get nice and toasty, and then we're gonna take them off, and then we're gonna put more butter in. And then we're going to repeat it, but with the items in the inside. Super nice and simple. And Jeff, start getting ready because you're getting half of this sandwich too. Keeps like puffing up. My edges are starting to brown up nicely. Yeah, just kind of keep pressing these down. Well, you promised Harry you'd eat a whole one. I'm only making one. But then I have, because remember, we're making one of these and one of the gourmet ones. All right, see, we've toasted that side real nice. So we're going to take this off. Real nice and toasty. I'm going to go ahead and on here, go ahead and throw that on. Whoop. Throw this on. So you can see I've placed half that cheese there. Now we got Pop-Tart right there. And then we're going to top once again. More cheese. Okay, I'm going to actually wipe that down because the butter is starting to, the butter that was previously on there is kind of starting to burn a little bit. Reduce that heat real quick. Free band name. Already sending it to the copyright office. Jeff, Should probably, no, I probably could flip it with that thing. I'm gonna go ahead and already kind of give this a quick flippy flap. I'm gonna go ahead and actually, to like rush the melt a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and cover it. Now, if I probably should have reduced the heat before I threw on that second butter, because it definitely crisped up the side. Also, my bread might be a little thinner. I just want to make sure that our cheese gets nice and melted, and this is gonna kind of quicken that a little bit. I'm gonna give that cheese just another second longer. So I'm actually gonna just turn the heat off and let the heat in there kind of warm it up a little bit. Oh, where did I put that cutting board? I think we're gonna need it to chop through it. Also gonna take a peek. Okay, maybe the 20 minutes was right, but we'll see. 20 to 30 minutes was correct. Also, I realized I missed this. Akuman, thank you for the follow. Alright, here we go. So both sides are nice and crispy. We got that crispy crunch. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the cutting board and go ahead and give this a big old cut. So let's switch over back to the. Oh, it smells like a grilled cheese. Harry, something I realized, was I supposed to like toast the Pop-Tart beforehand? Did I goof this recipe? Did I do it bad? Do I do the diagonal cut? The straight down the middle cut? What are we thinking? Alright. Jeff, what are we thinking? Did we cut it in half this way, or did we do the truck? No, this is Harry's. Okay. Here's the original. As... oh. He gets that profile. Triangles taste better. Alright. Here's our triangle. Oh no, I have to. Oh, for the social media. I'm so sorry. Do you want to make this again? Oh, I was using it to look at chat as I was working over there. 'Cause now I have a phone that can survive. Oh, look at this quality pic. Oh, it's working for me. Work it. Work it. I took several pictures. Jeff said they're all going to the truck. Gotta take a picky pic for the gram. Here you go. Here's your half. Cheers for the kids. Tastes like childhood. Tastes like growing up in the 90s. Jeff said, honestly, it's pretty good. No, like, there's no fault to it. It's a good grilled cheese.
got a good sweetness to kind of go with that cheese, you know? You need that balance. And then the triangles really, like, slice the flavor in the right way.
Look at this food critic here. Remember, this man is going to be streaming. I think a weekend stream would probably be better. But we'll figure that out for that. Brian.
Does Brendan know what I'm doing? I don't know if he was here.
Brendan, did you hear, because we hit our 500 goal, what Jeff was going to be streaming? Alright. Honestly, the sliced, excuse me, the HEB Rich and Smooth Easy Melt. Yeah, that's the part that's probably killing me. Jeff, what are you streaming? Here, you can tell everyone. HEB Easy Melt. Slap cheese. Come on this side. Mom.
Wouldn't it be better on the other side?
No, because it's the mic's points.
So what I wanted to stream was Brendan is a great example of someone that I've converted to making coffee at home because coffee is better at home and it's cheaper. So I was going to show off all the different methods I use to make coffee and talk about the positives of each. So we got cheaper options, we have fancier options. I don't have an espresso machine, so it's not going to be super fancy.
But you will make espresso of some form, right? Yeah.
I'll make an affogato.
All the positives, none of the negatives. Renee will probably be asking you to come over.
I'll need help.
Because it's going to be a lot of... No. It'll be a few methods. Are you going to do a cold brew? Now that you don't have to have... I mean, I guess in theory you could do the kitchen magic where there's a set already set. The Alton Brown cold brew method. Right? Okay, Harry, I'm not going to lie. This is pretty good. But, like, every part of me's dying.
80% of it is the Pop-Tart. That's the part that's good.
Jeff said 80% of it that's the good part is the Pop-Tart. This bread was perfect, too. It sat right in there. Hi, I've become the stream that we just put weird things in other foods.
Some of them didn't seal.
Oh, the strawberry ones. Yeah, god dang strawberry ones. Also, yep. Please? So it's been in there for 15 minutes. It needs another 5 minutes, at least. It works pretty well. Also, that method of... I've never done grilled cheeses like that. The way toasted. Very good. Good music for the critical moment. Alright, now for the weird one. I need to prep the frosting still. Which is just basically going to be confectioner sugar and milk. I believe. Glaze. 3/4 cup confectioner's sugar and 1 tablespoon of milk. And some vanilla extract. Yeah, that would make sense. Hey, Kanji. See, like I said, the normal big MacClure seconds. I'll make sure to like have a separate highlight of just that, and then we could send it to MacClure so he can see. So he could see how that worked out. Because has MacClure made it? I don't know if he has. Actually, I'm going to rinse the clear bowl real quick. So then as I whisk together the stuff for the top, you guys can see that happen. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, so one of the other... Oh, he has made it? Okay, that's good to know. One of the other St. Jude Redemption recipes that I had requested was... Was some chicken pot pie by Renee, which I'll be doing next week because I think I had gone food shopping, or I had already had my week plan. So I don't have any marshmallow. This little thing, it's the mic. If it looks like a marshmallow. So that'll be happening next week, which I'm excited because I was thinking of making, instead of like a full big pot pie, I'm probably gonna do like little mini ones. So I might use my puff pastry recipe that I have for my egg tarts that I use for Breath of the Wild, and then fill that up with like chicken pot pie filling. I think that should work. Tofu could be interesting. I know I'd lean towards chicken, just because there is a bunch of dairy in there. Just to make sure that Jeff also has some. We're not going to get real fancy and do duck. Oh my gosh. So... I made the duck udon last week, and then I also, on the weekend, that I didn't share, I made duck poutine, because I was like, you know what? It's the holidays, Jeff. We are going to treat ourselves. Yeah, see, he's busted. And I give them enough. Yeah, so... The ones with the fig are completely fine. But for some reason, the ones with the strawberry are like, hello, I'm going to leak. I'm going to give it another 5 minutes just to be safe. So, in here, I'm going to put some confectioner's sugar or powdered sugar. Oh my gosh, that was like... I love it. And that's a recipe y'all will see somewhere at some point. Subtle hint, not on the website. So, super good. Nebula salmon. Wait, in the pot pie? Oh no. Actually, I wonder how salmon would work with that. Oh, today I ran some numbers on my site because I was curious for the year. What was the most popular recipe on the website? And like triple the numbers. The Persona 5 curry was like up there. Like, that is the one that I've seen the most people recreate, the most people, like, comment on it and everything. And I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense. The one that came close to next was the salt tuna. But, like, the Persona 5 curry is just, like, the highest. I was like, well, it's an older recipe. It's a good one. I mean, that recipe lets you see, like, the ridiculousness. I was gonna say, you've had fish? Might work. I guess at that point it would just change to, like, 'cause, like, the British really like their pies filled with things. I'm just gonna go ahead and mix this. I might. This looks drier then. I want this to be a glaze that kind of just like melts onto it. There we go. It just goes nicely onto there. Blech, I keep making noise. I'm so sorry, y'all. That is actually the curry. Is it the curry? So something I'm hoping for next year. So there's gonna be a big old post about like the year in review and stuff. I want to start doing like short YouTube videos of like the recipes I have currently on my site, and I think the curry will be one of the first few that happens for, just because of how popular that recipe is and how many times people have made it. And of course, like when I did the curry udon 2 streams ago? Yeah, 2 cooking streams ago. And that's from the Fallout book. That one, I pointed out I mixed my curry roux in differently. And it was funny because someone actually like commented on my blog saying, oh, I do it this way instead of like the ladle. I was like, oh, that's funny. I do it that way now too. That recipe is about 2 years old now. 2? Hey, Bella. Oh, you missed it, Bella. We just had the original. It was weirdly very good. That's okay. That's not fair. It was good. The cheese tasted like processed cheese. The cheese wasn't good. All right. So I got my glaze for the ones that we're about to pull these out. Now, don't be sad. It kind of exploded. Specifically, the strawberry ones exploded in there. Here, up. Some of the fig ones are now trying to escape. So this is what they look like. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab spoon. So while these are hot, is that what I want to do it? Make the glaze. So it says in about an hour it would solidify. We don't have an hour to wait. So we're gonna go ahead and just kind of I'm gonna put some glaze on. I don't think the strawberry ones like completely lost their filling, but we'll see when we bite into one. Alright, so I think with the gourmet ones, we're gonna... actually, I just forgot to put chat back on my phone. Just so I have that up. Whoop! Okay, so I was saying, I think with these gourmet ones, I'm gonna use the fig, because I think that'll be the more upscale version. And then we'll start prepping our cheese and everything for that. I do need to put some... I was going to just put regular old sprinkles on there. But when I looked at the actual Pop-Tarts, they're like really tiny. Like sprinkled bits. I think I kind of have something that could work for the fake one. Work. These little gold ones. Oop. Yep, I might have let this like an hour, please. You solidified so quickly. I guess I'll just put whatever, they all get gold. Because these are like the smaller sprinkles that I have currently. Yeah, just put a little extra there, and a little extra there. These are looking fancy. Ask Kaji. All I have are the golden ones. Yeah, this song does. Most Persona songs are slapping. Now we are going to feast. I'll just eat the glaze out. Alright, so. I think we go all out and we do the one that has the pecan in it too. Like, just make the most absurd one. So let me go grab. I'm gonna have like homemade Pop-Tarts all week. On top of the, so the duck poutine recipe I have makes a lot of like gravy. So my best response was, "Oh, Vicky, why don't you make a whole thing of biscuits? So you have biscuits and gravy for breakfast." Clearly, I'm ending 2019 on the fattest note I possibly can. It's funny because the rest of the week that I have planned for like cooking stuff, it's like basically all vegan. Vegan/vegetarian-esque, and I'm like, we're done. Like a knife. Had knife. There's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna get my brie out, and I have brie and a Barty. You're keeping an extra eye on me, aren't you, Conch? It's like, Mama, I don't know what you're doing. I'm going to switch to the main camera one more time, and the stove's going to sit there kind of quietly. That's what the ring fits for, right? So I'm gonna have a layer of Havarti. So 2 slices of that. And then a nice set of brie. You know what? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, here we go. What is it going to give me? So I'm kind of like measuring right now the like amounts of cheese I need. Probably just 3 good slices of this. Yeah, I think that works. So, this one is a little thicker than the regular Pop-Tarts are. But I think that's fine. Alright, so here we go. Now, once again, this gets slammed down pretty quickly. Actually, maybe this back here will keep that on the darker side. Gonna bring that heat on. Cut a bit of butter. No, you don't want to look at the camera. You're like, no camera. No camera today. I'm bulking in the winter. But I am trying to be more active. That's something I started doing a few weeks ago with the Ring Fit and with the DDR. My big thing is I've noticed with like the book projects in general that it's just like there is a sudden uptick of a lot more recipes than I would usually be cooking, and then I'm like, well, here's a bunch of food. Also, many of you may have noticed like on my site there's been like a decrease of desserts because sometimes with the stream we're doing a bunch of desserts because they're a little quicker and they could be more interesting, but also with the books I have to spend a bunch of time like coming up with like at least 10 different desserts, and I'm like, I don't want to eat desserts yet. I'm still not wanting to eat desserts, like make more than I need to. I do think because next Sunday it's my birthday. I don't have anything going on my birthday day. I might stream. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to stream a game or stream me making a birthday cake for myself. But I'm also like, I don't know if I want sweets. So I figured maybe just chill and chit-chat with people on my birthday. Don't know what I want to play exactly. Maybe something like... maybe Dragon Quest XI? Just like the start of it. But it would be a thing that I'm like, I can't guarantee this game will be a stream-only thing. I know, I played the demo and I had a lot of fun with it, so... which I was surprised, like, how... like, I didn't finish the demo either. I was like, you know what, no, I'm buying this. You know what? It's your birthday next week. This is what you could give yourself. So I'm excited to, like, get further in and play things. But, like, what I played, I really enjoyed. What, you don't like fake trunks? Oh, Toriyama. Ah, we love you dearly. You know what? I love Toriyama. I'm not gonna give him like. Well, let him do what he wants. I get it. I mean, I am super, super excited for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Now, that game, I'm like 95% confident I'm going to probably stream that game. So I could nerd out about Dragon Ball Z. Because I love that series so much. Toriyama, please let me write a Dragon Ball Z cookbook. That is all we need. You know what? I used to watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I don't remember where I saw it. It might have been right before Cell. But yes, I did. So I actually picked it up on the Switch. So it's already orchestral. Because it was one of those things where it's like, I couldn't decide if I was going to stream that one. And I was like, well, if I don't want to play it when I'm sitting on the couch. So putting it on the Switch is easy. And if I want to stream it now, because I have the Elgato stream capture thing, I could do that too. It was really easy to set up the Switch on that, so. I'm going to make sure when I take this off, I'm going to turn the heat off, because what happened last time is it heated up. It kept heating up too quickly. I like how on the left of the screen there's just a mound of fur. That's you, Kanji. You're the mound of fur. One thing I'm sad about, because Jeff and I were talking about like Game of the Decade stuff. He played through Persona 4 Golden. I didn't. I don't remember how far I got. I kind of just like dropped it because I think it was on the Vita, and at this point we were already kind of living in Houston, so we weren't doing like a lot of public transit traveling, and I just never got through it. But he was like, "Oh no, I think that game is like on his list of like games of the decade," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't play that one," and I was like, "Man, I guess the only Persona game I played this time around was 5." But I already know Persona 5 Royale is going to be like a better version. There was some issues like 5 has. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it'll get that same upkeep kind of like Golden had. Because Golden had a lot of nice extra features. Turn that off. Clean that off. Let it sit for a moment. And now build. I always really like the music from 4 a lot. Okay, so we get some cheese in there. So I have Havarti. Yeah, the Havarti will be my base. Maybe. And then I'm putting the fig one on. Oh, thanks, Jeff. Actually, I should have done this the other way around. That is an easy thing to fix. I had to give it a little pressy press in because the homemade Pop-Tart is a lot thicker. So we're going to go ahead. I'm just being so good today. Turn that heat back on. Throw that butter on. Well, bam. Henry's like, I wonder if we should just try. Jeff, do you want to try one of the strawberry ones? Doesn't like touch the edges of the pan. We're safe. No burn. Let's kind of remove the burnt parts. All right. Have some golden sprinkles.
Oh, golden.
Yeah, it kind of just.
Still really hot.
No. So, whoop, you could see it kind of escaped, so it got real thin. So I wonder if making like a preserve thing would be better. It tastes good. It does taste like an upgraded. I feel like this more.
Very tall.
It's very tall and much more decadent. Whoop. I'm gonna go ahead and also cover this again, just to get that extra melt on.
Really taste the golden.
You can taste the golden sprinkles. Yeah, it's not going to be that long. Here's your chance to ask Jeff questions, and he'll make stupid answers. The music's very good. Mark made that suggestion. That was good. Jeff, which Persona game has the best music? Ready? Put it on your hand. Put it on your hand. What number? See, I know which. The answer's pretty easy for me. Mine's easy. It's 5. Like, I feel like 5's music is. I like 4's music a lot, but I feel like 5 is like.
3 has a really good like feel.
Yes. Yes.
Like the roaming around.
Mm-hmm.
3's roaming around the city. It's like really nice.
Hold on. Let me check these.
4's battle music is a little weird.
I got annoyed of 4's like battle music after a while.
Yeah.
It got old, but like Persona's 5's battle music just slapped the whole time.
Persona 5.
You have a lot of questions already coming in.
The Persona 5, Life Will Change, and Rivers in the Desert are the best songs in the Persona series.
Flat agree.
So yeah, it is 5.
It's 5.
When will I beat the Mario Maker?
No, you missed a few. Harry asks, "What's your game of the decade, and why is it near 2010?" It's not that.
It's not that.
Spoiler alert.
Harry knows it's Dark Souls, but he's asking me not to be antagonizing. That's okay.
It is Dark
Brandon,
Souls.
I will never beat that Mario Maker level, but I appreciate you thinking I could beat it tonight.
Yeah, we're just gonna wrap up, switch over real quick, put the switch.
You have a 2-meter hot dog. The problem is you want to eat it from the bun, because otherwise you're just eating meat. You want that bun with it, but you're not gonna have a 2-meter bun.
You could.
Well, then it's from one end, right? You don't eat it from the middle of the bun.
This is.
But if it's this bun and this hot dog, you gotta eat from the middle of it.
You have to eat it from the middle of it.
So the crow get all that?
Crow, I don't know.
Crow, the middle where the bun is, and then the hot dog falls on the ground, and then you have to eat it off the ground. All right, next question. You're Winston, and the Mercy is 30 meters away, but you don't know if her teammates are nearby. What do?
Uninstall the game.
You switch to Wrecking Ball, so that's the answer. You jump back to spawn, you play Wrecking Ball and do it. Or eat it for the top bun.
Uh,
Am I talking about 2-meter tall hot dog?
hold on. The important thing first. Here's the fancy lad. We had a very similar cross-section to the last one. I do have to take pictures. Man. We don't need that. Oops.
It's a tube of meat. 2 meter diameter.
It's a girthy dog, 2 meter in diameter. That's a...
2 meters is like 5.5 feet, right?
That's kind of a... That's ridiculous. Stream Deck, no. No, Stream Deck. We're not sponsored. You don't get in the photo. Okay, so. I haven't missed anyone spending points for it. No, I would have seen it here. Alright, so here we go again. Here's the gourmet version. Yep. It's with a fig, and the fig has pecans in it. By Renee's suggestion. Let's talk about fig jam. Oh, I made some for the... So Jeff's talking about... actually, that's the one I think I made. If you donate the $20 mark, there is a Team Bone-In cookbook, e-cookbook that I would send you. I did add a recipe for a baked brie that has fig and pecan. Yeah, so it's basically that recipe. Kind of, but in...
Tell it by Mob Psycho.
Jeff said Mob Psycho. That's also mine. Yeah. Very good.
Second place, Bookkeeper Honda. Bookseller Honda.
Bookseller Honda is very good. That is a good second place. Season 2 is extremely good. Like, I loved Season 1. They're both really good. Yes. Oh. Yeah. Well, that's because of their anime nights. They're both very good. I really, really enjoyed the series. It is a crime that there is no Reagan, like, figure. I want a figure of him. The only thing that exists, like, official merch-wise, is a goddamn body pillow. And I don't want a body pillow. I just want a figure. Thank you, One Punch Man. I hated One Punch Man second season. Jeff reads that one now. He says it's better that way. It's fine. I just feel like Mob Psycho is just... I was fine. I was fine with One Punch Man being... It could have just been a one season, that's it. And I would have been fine with it. How many episodes did we get into the second season? I think like 4, and I was like, I am not interested. Yeah. Like, the first season was very good. But I guess the big thing with, like, his character being as strong as he is and no one really, like, standing up to him, is just like... You could say that Mob Psycho and One Punch Man have very similar main characters, but I think Mob Psycho is, like, handled a lot better.
It feels like he wants Genos to be the protagonist, but never gives Genos a chance to ever succeed.
One Punch Man would be more interesting if it was about actively... yeah, like, that would be probably better. Yeah, Genos' arc is the same. Get beat up. Get all the credit, even though it wasn't just him. repeat. Just repeat. He doesn't learn.
Avoiding any spoilers in case people are still like reading it. One Punch Man season 2 kind of turns into a hero exhibition.
Well, are you sure that's how season 2 of the anime goes? It's hard to say how far the anime goes.
Good point.
Because you're reading.
Yeah, it's good. No, it doesn't too much.
You know what we didn't watch? The latest season of My Hero. Because we've been reading it. What's your fast question about the MacClure? Oh yeah, I think it would. Oh, okay. For the butter in the oven. No, well, there's a pan. I'm not sure about that. That is a good question. I think it should be good. I don't think the oven would destroy it. It might melt quicker. That's the only thing. So I would say make sure you kind of, before you pop it in the oven, freeze it a little longer. Alright, the fancy one's very good. Alright. I think I'm going to call that a wrap. Now I have a bunch of Pop-Tarts to eat. Ooh, okay, so that like arc is wrapping up. I'm trying to think what else. I've been catching up on Dragon Ball Z Super. That's been one I've been like reading through. I really like The Promised Neverland. That one's been very good. I've been reading it. I haven't been watching it. I was a series. I was like, oh, Jeff, let's see if we could watch it and see if we would like it. And he was like, no. So. Ooh, I enjoyed Steins Gate. I remember, yeah, we watched that. Alright. I'm gonna send you all. What is he making? To Brother Oron. He is also. Let me make sure. Yeah, he is currently making some cookies to also support St. Jude. So I'm going to wrap up. This is the final, I think. I mean, it's possible I'll or whatever. I'll play Stardew Valley. But this is the final cooking stream of the decade. The next one will be probably on my birthday. I don't know. I have to decide what I want to do for a birthday stream. Because I feel like that'll be fun. So yeah, I'm going to send you all over there. Be real nice. Give them a shout out. So enjoy yourself. Pop-Tarts and grilled cheese works. Who would have thought? Have a wonderful evening. If I don't see you or talk to you before then, Happy New Year. Our next stream will be Wednesday night. Jeff and I will be wrapping up Watam. So, yeah. Good night, all. Say good night, Kanji.